So here we go. The beginning of the Rue Mouffetard. How'd you like it so far?
What?
How'd you like it so far?
It's very nice.
Nice, huh? And we didn't even see the pastry shops yet. So the Rue Mouffetard has a lot of little street vendors where you can get your produce and fruits, vegetables. Here are books. And there's a lot of butcher shops and boulangerie and restaurants. The only thing is that they've really reduced the amount of stores that used to be here. We used to have nothing but markets on this street, and now it's becoming more and more of the little boutiques, and it's become very touristy. This is the butcher, and we're gonna check things out because we really want to take our time today. So here are some rabbit and leeks pate, and more rabbit. Okay, so here's a little bit of history for you. We're going to the Church of Saint Medard, which is the true beginning of the Rue Mouffetard, right here. So back in the 1700s, there used to be a guy named François de Paris. He was a count, and he was kind of like a mystic type guy. They would do sessions where they would do things like the shakers, for instance. They would like start shaking and meditate, and it was very different from what the French and Parisians were used to. But he got a whole group of followers. So when he died, he was buried here, and there used to be a cemetery right here. And his followers, after his death, continued to come here and engage in all sorts of unruly behavior, trying to have the same sessions that he had with them, with the meditations and everything, except that it started getting into orgies and some really crazy behavior. So Louis XV got real upset about it, and he removed the cemetery. Now we have a park. Got rid of all the tombstones, and he put a big placard right in front of the church that said, pretty much by order of the king, God shall not perform any miracles on this site, and closed off the whole area. So that's a little bit of history for today, or at least for Saint Medard. We're going to go inside the church. So it's 12 o'clock noon, and in the background you're having the churches of Saint Medard ringing the noon time. And I just want to show you this. This is a original wall painting from a restaurant inn / butcher shop that dates back from the 1640s. So we're talking Louis XIV here. The Rue Mouffetard was always known for its game, so you could come here and eat boar, pheasants, all sorts of pigs, bear. So everything is hand painted, and you're gonna see some gold half marbles throughout as well. It's a very, very beautiful facade, and it is preserved.
Don't worry about it.
This is the beginning of the Rue Mouffetard, and we're going to start with the cheese shop that's right behind us. So here, right there's a more country, what they call it, terroir, more country delicacies. There's a fish market, a butcher shop over there. So we're going to start going up the street, but first let's check out the cheese shop right there. So here you have all sorts of delicacies that are typical French. So there's a wonderful spot for tourists because you get to discover everything that is so French. So we have pâtés. This is a what do you call it, venison, and these are punches and wine, of course. More pâtés. We have the cassoulet, which is a bean casserole, mustards, sardines, little croutons, candies. Do you want candy like that? You can have this.
I'll take this.
Do you want to take this? Okay, candies. And these are little specialties with olive oil. So these are all the sorties. And then the violet water, the violet candies, which I absolutely love. Those are wonderful. This is sugared rose petal. All right, so here's the fish market. Huh. Look at the size of these.
Are they all live? Or?
No, these are not live. You see when they're orange like this, they've been cooked already.
Oh,
They are that color, yeah. These are sea snails.
Sauce, là, j'ai des sauces au beurre blanc. Ouais, pour la grillade, c'est la sauce blanche. Ouais, c'est mieux là. Le cheese. Ah oui, là, avec ça. Ah oui, là.
Bonjour, ça va? Ouais, à reposer?
Ouais.
Bon.
This is another cheese maker, but it's mostly cream based. And see here, it says crémier, so you can have fresh cream or sour cream rather. You see the food here is different, eh? Yeah. Alright, so we're going up the Rue Mouffetard, the cobblestones. It's tough on my ankle.
French-Mexican restaurant.
This is a Mexican restaurant. Look at this old street. You see how the street is Yeah, very old. You see how the side of the building is kind of like falling apart, yeah. And they're restoring it right here. At 122 Rue Mouffetard is this little thing here. That's an original facade as well. From Middle Ages, it used to be a refreshing or refreshment spot. So it's called La Bonne Source. So they pretty much had drinkable water and of course your pitcher of wine available for anybody that was coming through this route. And this, by the way, is the street that leads up to the Roman arenas. Old coffee shop and fruits and vegetables. I almost missed that macaroon house. Look at these.
I know, right?
Do you want a macaroon?
Yeah, I'd like one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know which one to pick.
Okay, so this is La Grange. It's closed right now, but it does raclette and fondue and mountain type food, like near Switzerland and Germany. And we absolutely love this restaurant. If you ever go to Rue Mouffetard and you're looking for a nice place, traditional French dishes, you go to La Grange. So at the end of the Rue Mouffetard is Place de la Contrescarpe. It used to be by one of the fortified walls, and now it's this beautiful plaza with a little fountain here, and some of the infamous authors from La Pléiade, which were kind of controversial writers back in the days around the 1700s, used to come here and hide in those cafes because it was pretty much outside of Paris. So there's a lot of places here that you will see is pretty old. This house right here, it says founded in 1748. This very politically incorrect sign that means the happy N-word, you get it? That used to be a chocolate maker. And then everything else is a whole bunch of cafes and restaurants and brasseries. This is really, really old as a neighborhood in the 5th district. Okay, so this is number 74, Rue Cardinal Lemoine, and Ernest Hemingway used to live here. Now we're going Rue Rollin, we're going to make a left. This is an old street, and we're going towards the Roman arenas. What does it say, this one? René Descartes used to live here in this house from 1596 to 1650. This house right here. So here's the beginning of the Roman arenas, and it says here that they were active for the 200 years past the birth of Christ. So that was year 0 to year 200. The Roman arenas could contain up to 10,000 men. They used to fill them up with water and do jousting, aquatic jousting, and fighting of gladiators, as well as fighting of lions and tigers and whatnot. And this is the main entrance. So all of that you see right here is original stonework from Roman time, and the arenas are all the way at the bottom of this road. So this is typical of Roman
Original.
stonework.
Voilà, typique, ça c'est romain. Et voilà aussi. Alors, les
And then
trous
all
que
the way
tu
on
vois comme
top.
ça,
And so when you see the big holes,
les trous, c'était pour mettre des poutres qui
it was for
soutenaient un
beams
plancher en haut.
to put a floor on top of it. So these were basically supporting beams.
Le passage existait déjà.
So here we go.
Ça, c'est
These are the arenas. They've renovated it a lot. So there's a lot of parts of it that have been renovated, but otherwise this is pretty much the Roman arenas. So you got the stadium here, and these are the houses that are pretty much growing right next to it. So here's something that's called a Wallace fountain. They have what they call the four graces on it, and there's only 13 or 14 left in Paris right now. And it's drinkable water, and it's always cold and always running. They are really good. I'm scooping off. So this is Henry IV High School in Paris. It's the most expensive and prestigious private high school in all of France. This is where the president's kids go, things like that. So if your kids go to that particular prep school and high school, they are doing pretty good. And here is the Pantheon.
What about descendants of royalty?
So originally it was built as a church, and now it's a mausoleum for great men and women of France. So a lot of generals, a lot of writers, a lot of presidents are buried there. So you're gonna get to see the inside of it later on. Right now we're going to have some lunch first. So we're just gonna give you a pan around it, and then we'll see the inside of the Pantheon later on. So we're coming onto the front of the Pantheon here, and over here on the left is the City Hall for the 5th District of Paris, and on the other side over there is the big law school or University of Law for the city of Paris. This used to be a church. It used to be the Church of Saint Guinevere. And if you look around, you're going to see a lot of frescoes, and they have the SG right next to it. And those frescoes depict the life of Saint Guinevere. But when Napoleon rehabbed this whole church and decided to make it a mausoleum for the great people of France, he invited a lot of artists, sculptors, and painters to add on to it. So this particular one, which is at the center and right at the where the altar would be in the church, is about the National Convention. And these are all of the people involved in the French Revolution, taking their oath for the new Republic of France. So these are all the guys who pretty much wrote the Declaration of Independence and freed France from royalty. So the one on the left, for instance, is Danton. Robespierre is there. It says the National Convention, to live free or to die. This is Marion. She represents France. I guess in the US you would have the Statue of Liberty. In France you have Marion. So she represents the nation. And these are all the soldiers who were involved in the revolution, including Napoleon, who was a simple general at the time and is mounted on a horse right there. So here's Scott explaining the Foucault pendulum.
All right, so here's how it works. Every day they calibrate this thing. So let's say it's 10 o'clock in the morning. They align the ball up with 10 o'clock and they just let it swing, right? So the ball, all it does is it swings back and forth, right? And it gives the illusion that it's actually moving, but it's really not. What's happening is the Earth is rotating, so every hour it looks like it moves 11 degrees, but it's really just swinging back and forth the entire time.
Okay.
So what's happening is the dial underneath is what's actually moving, while the pendulum itself is just going back and forth.
So how is the part right here moving then?
We're all moving.
We're all moving. The ground is moving.
Huh?
The point is, the ground is moving, right? The pendulum is just swinging left, back, and forth. It's doing the same motion the entire time.
Oh, so this is actually moving like this
Right.
over a period of 24 hours.
Right.
But since we're moving with it, we don't see it because we're going this way.
Right.
Okay, you get it, guys? Super complicated. So we're in the crypt, all the way at the bottom, in the cellar. So it's a little bit difficult to see everybody, but these are all the great French people, the great writers and generals. Also, this is the tomb for Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
What did he do?
So just because obviously we didn't walk enough, but today we are going up the dome of the Pantheon and look at the staircase we gotta do. And it's not like my ankle is doing any better. I don't have the boot anymore, but I'm slow. I'll meet you at the top. I'm just following people. I don't know where we're going.
I don't either. Oh my god.
What are these? Oh wow. This is pretty neat. It's pieces from the front of the frieze, you know, like the triangular frieze. These are the pieces that broke and that had to be replaced. So the broken one they put there. So that gives you an idea of the size of them. Okay, so here we go. More staircase.
Oh
And endless hallways.
no.
Okay,
No more spiral staircase.
more spiral staircase. There we go. All the way up there. That's the actual dome. And I don't think they let you go there. But we can definitely see this.
Can I take a picture?
Enough stairs for today?
Yes. Why do they light so many stairs?
Whew. All right, so this is the inside of the dome. And I think we're going outside. More stairs, yay!
I had to crouch down. I had to crouch down for some of it. Oh no.
All right. Okay. Look at that view. Okay. Welcome to Paris, guys. So these,
Oh, Joan of Arc.
exactly. Very good, Willie. That's awesome. So these are frescoes about the life of Joan of Arc. And here she is hearing the Archangel telling her to lead the French army against the British. Remember, this was during the 100-year war between France and England. And then here she is leading the French army with the armor and a white banner to fight the British. And here she is when she crowned Charles IX, King of France. He was a king that was exiled, and she made him king again, because that was the vision that she got. And then she became a little bit too popular, so the church and the kings got together and they decided to burn her at the stake in Rouen. And when we go to Rouen, where I was born, you're gonna see the place where she exactly was burned at the stake.